In the beginning, before time was counted in days and nights, and before the sky was adorned with the constellations we know today, there was chaos. This was not the chaos of noise or disorder, but a vast and empty space, a gentle void that cradled potential within its infinite embrace. From this expansive stillness, the first beings emerged, like whispers carried on a breeze. Among them was Gaia, the earth. She was the steady, nurturing force, the ground beneath all creation, her presence as calm and reassuring as a mother's lullaby. Gaia was the very essence of life itself, her form woven from fertile soil and verdant growth, promising the richness of bountiful lands. Alongside Gaia came Nyx, the night, whose presence brought a soft darkness, a velvety cloak under which dreams could unfurl. Her companion, Erebus, embodied darkness, the deep mystery that lay beyond the reach of sight, a comforting shroud that wrapped the world in restful quiet. Together, these primordial deities formed the foundation upon which all things would stand, creating a balance between the tangible earth and the endless night, the seen and the unseen. In this nascent world, there was a rhythm, a slow and gentle unfolding of time, where the days were not marked by clocks, but by the shifting hues of dawn and dusk. It was a world where the air was filled with the subtle fragrance of blooming flora and the soft rustle of leaves in a gentle breeze. The light was golden and warm, a tender glow that kissed the earth with its touch, while shadows danced playfully, weaving patterns upon the ground. Gaia, with her boundless creativity, gave birth to Uranus, the sky. He arched protectively over her, a vast expanse of azure that stretched into infinity. Together, they brought forth the Titans, beings of immense strength and stature. They were the embodiment of the earth and sky's union. Each Titan a symbol of natural forces that moved through the world with a serene majesty. Among these Titans was Cronus, who, with his quiet but undeniable presence, rose to prominence. As time flowed like a gentle stream, Cronus took his place as ruler, his reign marked not by strife, but by a slow and steady passage of seasons. Yet, within this tranquil order, a quiet anticipation brewed, for the world was destined for change. It was under the watchful eyes of Gaia and Uranus that Rhea, another Titan, would play her part in shaping the future, carrying within her the promise of a new era. In the hush of a cave on the island of Crete, far from the gaze of Cronus, a child was born. This child, named Zeus, was cradled in secrecy, his existence a secret kept by the gentle whispers of the wind through the trees, and the soft songs sung by those who watched over him. Here in the quiet, protected by the embrace of the earth, Zeus grew, lulled by the lullabies of nature. He was a child of promise, destined to bring about a transformation as gentle as the dawn breaking over a still landscape. And so the tale begins, a story of beginnings and endings, of the rise and fall of old orders and the creation of new. As you listen, let the gentle cadence of this ancient world guide you softly into rest. Picture the world as it was then, bathed in the soft glow of a world newly shaped, where each breath is a promise of peace, and each moment is a step closer to the comforting embrace of slumber. In the gentle shadows of the cave on Crete, the air was fragrant with the scent of wild herbs, thyme and oregano mingling with the salt of the distant sea. A tapestry of soft mosses lined the rocky walls, cushioning the small space where Zeus lay swaddled in the softest of woven cloths. The fabric was a simple weave, threads of flax and wool spun by hands that knew the rhythm of the loom, creating a blanket that was both warm and breathable. As the soft lullabies cradled him, the tiny sounds of the world outside seeped in, a chorus of nature's whispers. The rustle of olive leaves played a gentle harmony with the distant murmur of waves a soothing, rhythmic sound as eternal as the sea itself. Rhea, his mother, would sometimes sit near the entrance of the cave, her fingers busy with the task of weaving. The loom, a simple wooden frame, was a testament to the artistry of the Titans, sturdy and reliable, allowing her to craft garments that would shield her child from the chill of the night. The threads danced under her skilled touch, each pass of the shuttle a meditation, creating a fabric that held in its fibers the strength of the earth and the softness of the sky. Her mind would wander, thinking of the future her son might carve out, a world sculpted by his hands as deftly as she wove the threads. Each morning, the dawn would paint the sky with gentle hues of pink and gold, and Zeus would stir in his sleep, his tiny fingers curling around the edges of his blanket. As he grew, his world was one of tactile exploration. He would reach for the leaves that drifted into the cave, feeling their smooth surfaces and the tiny veins that ran like rivers across their expanse. Stones, cool and smooth, became his toys, their weight a comfort in his small hands. Each was a piece of the earth, a connection to the world he would one day know beyond the confines of his hidden sanctuary. The food that sustained them was simple, yet rich with the flavors of the land. Freshly gathered fruits, figs, and olives offered their sweetness, while honey, golden and thick, was a treat savored slowly. Rhea would crush herbs between her fingers, releasing their perfume into the air before adding them to the meals she prepared. The act of eating was a ritual, each bite a reminder of the bounty that Gaia provided. Bread, baked over an open flame, was a staple, its crust crisp and its center soft, a testament to the harmony of elements: fire, earth, and air. In these moments of quiet domesticity, the tools of their life became extensions of themselves. A simple knife, used to slice through the ripe fruit, was always kept sharp, its blade a reflection of the care taken in its upkeep. Wooden bowls, smooth from years of use, held their meals, each knot in the wood a story of the tree from which it came. The daily routines, though humble, were imbued with a sense of purpose, each task performed with an awareness of its place in the grand tapestry of life. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, casting long shadows that played across the cave's entrance, Zeus would nap, lulled by the warmth and the gentle hum of bees visiting the flowers outside. Rhea, vigilant yet serene, would take these moments to tend to the world around them, her hands busy with the tasks that sustained their life. The simplicity of their existence was a balm, the quiet rhythms of their days a lullaby that soothed the soul. In the evenings, as the sky darkened and the stars began their slow dance across the heavens, the cave would fill with the soft glow of firelight. The flames flickered, casting shadows that danced upon the stone walls, a living tapestry of light and dark. Rhea would sit by the fire, her thoughts drifting to the stories of old, tales of the Titans and the world before. She would speak them softly, her voice a gentle thread in the quiet night, weaving a narrative that would one day shape the dreams of her son. The story of Zeus, still unfolding, was cradled in these moments of tranquility. The textures of their daily life, the softness of the wool, the warmth of the fire, the taste of the earth's bounty, were woven into the very fabric of his being. In this hidden world, shaped by the hands of his mother and the whispers of nature, Zeus grew strong, nurtured by the love and care that surrounded him. Each day was a step toward the destiny that awaited, a path illuminated by the gentle light of the stars above. The cave, nestled within the rugged hills of Crete, lay cradled between the arms of nature itself. Each day, the sun would rise gently over the horizon, casting a warm golden hue across the land. The light would filter through the leaves, dappling the earth in a mosaic of light and shadow. As the seasons turned, The rhythm of life continued, swaying like the branches in the gentle breeze. The spring brought with it the soft hum of bees and the sweet scent of wildflowers, a reminder of renewal and the cycle of growth. The hillsides would blossom with vibrant colors, painting a canvas that spoke of life and vitality. In these moments, Rhea would often find herself wandering amidst the wildflowers, feeling the soft petals brush against her skin, a whisper of nature's gentle touch. She would gather the blooms, their subtle fragrance lingering in the air, weaving them into garlands to adorn the cave, a touch of beauty within the rough-hewn stone. The flowers, like her own child, were nurtured by the earth, growing strong under the watchful gaze of the sun. As the days grew longer and the warmth of summer embraced the land, the air would be filled with the songs of cicadas, a chorus that sang of life's continuity. The sun's rays would drape the earth in a comforting blanket, coaxing the fruits to ripen and the grain to turn golden. Rhea would tend to the small garden outside the cave, her hands gently working the soil, nurturing the plants that would sustain them. The earth was rich with promise, and each seed sown was a testament to hope and sustenance. In the quiet of the afternoon, she would rest beneath the shade of an olive tree, the leaves whispering secrets to the breeze, stories of seasons past and those yet to come. The autumn followed, painting the leaves in hues of amber and gold, a tapestry of change and transition. The air grew crisper, a gentle reminder of the passage of time. Rhea would gather the fallen leaves, their dry rustle a melody of the season, and pile them in the garden to enrich the soil. The harvest was a time of gratitude, a celebration of the earth's bounty that would carry them through the colder months. She would store the fruits and grains, ensuring that the cave was well provisioned, a sanctuary against the chill of winter. When winter descended upon the land, it brought with it a quiet stillness, a time of reflection and rest. The world outside the cave would be draped in a delicate layer of frost, each crystal catching the light like tiny stars upon the earth. The air was crisp, invigorating, yet inside the cave, the warmth of the fire and the woolen blankets provided comfort and safety. The flames would flicker softly, casting a warm glow that danced upon the stone walls, a living hearth that held the cold at bay. Rhea would sit by the fire, her thoughts drifting to the tales of old, stories of the Titans and the world before. Her voice, a gentle murmur, would weave the narratives that would one day shape the dreams of her son. Zeus, cradled in her arms, would listen to the soft rise and fall of her words, the warmth of her presence a balm against the chill outside. The quiet rhythms of their days were a lullaby, soothing and constant, a reminder of the unending cycle of nature. The seasons, in their gentle procession, wove a tapestry of life and change. Each one, with its unique beauty and challenges, shaped the routines and comforts of their existence. The weather, a silent partner in their lives, dictated the rhythms of their days, a dance of light and shadow, warmth and chill. In this timeless cycle, Zeus grew, nurtured by the love of his mother and the whispers of the seasons. As the stars began their slow dance across the heavens, the cave would fill with the soft glow of firelight. The flames flickered, casting shadows that danced upon the stone walls, a living tapestry of light and dark. In the quiet of the evening, Rhea would reflect upon the day, her heart filled with gratitude for the simple joys and the promise of another dawn. The world outside, with its endless cycle of change, was a reminder of life's continuity, a gentle assurance that each day brought with it the promise of new beginnings. In this hidden world, shaped by the hands of his mother and the whispers of nature, Zeus grew strong, nurtured by the love and care that surrounded him. Each day was a step toward the destiny that awaited, a path illuminated by the gentle light of the stars above. The story of Zeus, still unfolding, was cradled in these moments of tranquility, a narrative woven into the very fabric of his being. As the seasons turned, the gentle rhythms of their lives continued, a soothing melody that lulled the world to rest. In the gentle cradle of Crete, where the landscape sprawled with olive groves and rocky outcrops, the world outside the cave whispered of journeys and paths yet traveled. The island, bathed in the warm embrace of the Mediterranean sun, was a tapestry of rolling hills and ancient paths carved by footsteps of those who had come before. The rhythm of life here was a slow and steady procession, a dance that echoed through the ages. As the sun dipped low in the sky, casting long, golden shadows across the land, the air filled with the soft rustle of leaves and the distant lullaby of waves meeting the shore. It was in this serene setting that the rhythm of travel unfolded, a journey not just of physical movement, but of time itself. The paths that wound through the landscape were pathways of history, each step a gentle reminder of the passage of days and the stories they carried. Travel in these ancient times was an affair of patience and deliberate pace. Whether by foot or by the gentle sway of a horse's gait, each journey was a meditation on the world around. The land itself seemed to breathe, its cadence matched by those who traversed its paths. The travelers moved with purpose, yet there was no haste, only the steady progress of feet upon earth, hooves upon stone. In the cool of the evening, a solitary figure might be seen, making their way along a well-trodden path. The traveler, wrapped in a cloak to ward off the evening chill, walked with a measured step, each footfall a soft echo in the quiet air. The journey was a time for reflection, for the gentle contemplation of the landscape unfolding around them. The rugged cliffs and gentle slopes told stories of the earth's ancient past, of the forces that had shaped them, much like the lives that were shaped by the journeys they undertook. As the traveler moved, the rhythm of their journey was accompanied by the soft clinking of a mule's harness, the gentle creak of a wooden cart as it rolled over uneven ground. The animals, steadfast companions, matched the pace with their own steady rhythm, their presence a comforting constancy in the ever-changing tapestry of the journey. Together, they formed a small procession, a moving tableau against the backdrop of the island's timeless beauty. The paths they traveled were not just routes from one place to another. They were connections, threads that wove together the fabric of life. Villages dotted the landscape, each one a sanctuary of warmth and welcome. As the traveler approached, the scent of baking bread and the sound of laughter carried on the breeze, a reminder of the community that awaited. In the gathering twilight, the traveler would pause, taking in the scene before them. The village, nestled in a valley, was a cluster of stone houses, their roofs glowing in the fading light. Smoke curled lazily from chimneys, mingling with the scent of evening meals being prepared. It was a place of rest, a haven where the journey could pause, if only for a night. As the traveler entered the village, they were greeted with nods and smiles, gestures of quiet camaraderie. In the tavern, the warmth of the hearth enveloped them, the air filled with the murmur of voices and the clink of clay cups. The evening meal was a simple affair, shared with strangers who, for a brief moment, became fellow travelers on the road of life. Afterwards, in the quiet of the night, the traveler would find rest beneath a sky studded with stars, each one a distant world, a beacon of light in the vastness. The journey would resume with the dawn, the path unfolding once more before them, a ribbon of possibility stretching into the distance. In this world of gentle rhythms and timeless landscapes, Zeus, though yet a child, would one day embark on his own journey. His path, like those of the travelers before him, would be shaped by the land and the stories it held. For now, he remained in the safe embrace of the cave, dreaming of the world beyond, of the journeys that awaited, and the tales he would one day tell. As the evening deepened, the island of Crete lay wrapped in a cloak of stillness, the rhythm of life slowing to a whisper. The journeys of the day gave way to the quiet of the night, a gentle pause in the ceaseless flow of time. It was a moment of peace, a lull in the narrative of life, where the world seemed to hold its breath, waiting for the dawn to break once more. In those hushed hours before the first light, the travelers found solace in their journey, the rhythm of their travels a comforting cadence that lulled them into a state of quiet reflection. Each footfall on the soft earth was a reminder of the miles they had covered, and those still to come. The sound of footsteps, measured and steady, was like a heartbeat, syncing with the gentle rise and fall of their breathing, as if the earth itself was breathing with them. The journey by foot was a communion with the land, where every step connected them more deeply to the world around them. The ground beneath their feet was a tapestry of textures, soft moss that cushioned their steps, gravel that crunched satisfyingly, and mud that clung to their boots, marking each traveler with the earth's own signature. As they moved, they became acutely aware of the subtle changes in the air, the scent of pine giving way to the sweet aroma of wildflowers as the path wound through different landscapes. Those traveling by horse experienced a different rhythm, a gentle rocking as they moved. The horses, with their powerful yet graceful strides, carried their riders across vast expanses with a sense of purpose. The sound of hooves striking the ground was a comforting metronome, setting the pace for conversations or quiet contemplation. Riders found themselves swaying in time with the horses, a shared motion that fostered a deep bond between them and their steeds. Occasionally the journey would bring them through quaint villages, where the clip-clop of hooves echoed through cobblestone streets, stirring the village from its slumber. Curious faces peered from behind lace curtains, watching the procession with sleepy interest, before returning to the warmth of their beds. The travelers would nod in silent acknowledgement, a brief moment of connection before continuing on their way. For those in wagons, the journey held its own unique rhythm. The creaking of wooden wheels and the gentle jostle of the wagon as it trundled over uneven terrain were a lullaby of sorts, coaxing weary passengers into slumber. Inside, families huddled together under warm blankets, sharing quiet stories and dreams of what lay ahead. The canvas top of the wagon flapped softly in the breeze, a reminder of the world just outside their sheltered cocoon. As dawn approached, the landscape around them began to awaken, colors slowly bleeding back into the world. The silhouettes of trees became more defined, their branches stretching skyward in a graceful ballet against the brightening sky. Birds, sensing the change, began to trill their morning songs, each note a herald of the new day. The travelers, too, began to stir, drawn from their reveries by the promise of sunlight. With the first rays of dawn, the world was reborn in a wash of golden light. The travelers paused to savor the moment, faces turned towards the sun, eyes closed as they soaked in its warmth. It was a reminder that with each new day came fresh opportunities and the promise of adventures yet to unfold. It was also a moment of gratitude for the safe passage through the night, for the companionship of fellow travelers, and for the journey itself, which was as meaningful as the destination. The day ahead stretched invitingly before them, a blank canvas upon which they could paint their stories. The rhythm of travel resumed, its familiar cadence propelling them forward with renewed energy. With the sun climbing higher, the landscape around them shimmered with life. Fields of dew-kissed grass glistened like a sea of diamonds, and the air was alive with the hum of insects and the rustle of leaves. As they moved through the landscape, the travelers became part of the ever-changing tableau, their presence a brief note in the symphony of nature. Each step, each mile, was a testament to the enduring spirit of those who journeyed together, bound by a shared purpose and the unyielding desire to see what, as the travelers continued their journey through the sunlit landscape, their thoughts turned to those they had left behind, loved ones and friends scattered across the distant lands. The art of letter writing was a cherished ritual, a way to bridge the spaces between them, binding hearts and minds with words inked onto parchment. In ancient times, letters were more than mere messages. They were tangible tokens of connection, carrying the weight of emotion and the warmth of human touch. In the gentle rhythm of travel, moments of rest became opportunities to pause and reflect, to compose thoughts and feelings, and to commit them to paper. The rustle of parchment and the soft scratching of quills echoed through the quiet spaces, creating a symphony of subtle sounds. Each letter was a small act of creation, a way to capture the essence of a moment and share it with another. The travelers found themselves in a small grove, where the shade of ancient trees offered a cool respite from the warmth of the day. Here, they settled down, their thoughts turning inward as they began to write. Words flowed with the ease of a gentle stream, carrying the essence of their experiences, the beauty of the landscapes they had traversed, and the quiet joys of companionship. One of the travelers, a figure wrapped in a cloak of deep blue, paused to gaze at the sky before setting pen to paper. The letter began with a simple greeting, a tender acknowledgement of the recipient's presence in their life. The words unfolded like a delicate tapestry, weaving together tales of the journey, the wonders encountered, and the serene beauty of the world. The writer described the play of light on the hills, the gentle caress of the breeze, and the melodies sung by the birds that accompanied them on their way. The letter captured the essence of the day, each sentence a brushstroke on the canvas of memory. As the writer paused to reflect, they imagined the recipient's smile upon reading these words, the sense of closeness that would bridge the miles between them. It was a reminder of the bonds that transcended time and distance, the invisible threads that linked hearts across the ages. Another traveler, seated on a moss-covered rock, crafted a letter of a different sort. This missive was filled with expressions of gratitude, an acknowledgement of the kindness and support that had been offered by those left behind. The writer's hand moved with grace across the page, each word a heartfelt tribute to the strength of their connections. In this quiet grove, the act of writing became a meditation, a chance to pause and remember, to honor the ties that had shaped their lives. The letters were sealed with care, their contents safely tucked away, until they could be delivered by trusted couriers who traveled the same roads and pathways, carrying with them the hopes and dreams of many. As the travelers resumed their journey, the letters nestled securely in their satchels. They felt a sense of peace and fulfillment. The act of writing had renewed their spirits, reminding them of the enduring power of connection and the beauty of sharing one's heart with another. The sun continued its gentle ascent, casting a warm glow over the land. The travelers moved forward, their steps lightened by the knowledge that their words would soon reach those they cherished. In the stillness of the grove, the echoes of their letters lingered, a testament to the quiet strength of love and friendship. In this world of gods and myths, where the extraordinary and the mundane intertwined, the simple act of writing a letter held its own kind of magic. It was a reminder that even in the vastness of the universe, in the grand tales of creation and change, there was a place for the intimate and the personal, for the quiet moments that brought meaning to the journey. And so, with hearts full and spirits renewed, the travelers continued on their path, carrying with them the echoes of their words and the promise of the connections they had forged. As the travelers pressed onward, they found solace in the ritual of letter writing. Each evening, when the sky wore its cloak of stars, they would settle around their small campfire, its glow casting flickering shadows that danced in concert with their thoughts. It became their cherished routine, a moment to pause and reflect, to reach out across the vast distances that separated them from their loved ones. In these quiet moments, they would take turns sharing stories from their day, drawing connections between their experiences and the people they carried with them in their hearts. They would recount the sights they had seen, the towering mountains that touched the heavens, the rivers that sang their ancient songs, and the endless fields of wildflowers that swayed gently in the breeze. Each story was a thread that wove together their journey with the lives of those they missed, stitching the fabric of their shared history. As the fire crackled softly, they would begin their letters. The act of writing, of putting pen to paper, was a sacred ritual that allowed them to distill their thoughts and emotions into words. The paper became a canvas for their dreams and hopes, their fears and triumphs, a tangible connection to the world they had left behind. Each letter was a conversation, a continuation of bonds that distance could not sever. Samuel, the eldest of the group, had a way with words that could paint a picture as vivid as any artist's brush. His letters were rich with detail, capturing the essence of their journey in prose that flowed like the rivers they crossed. He wrote to his sister, describing the dawns that greeted them with hues of pink and gold, and the twilight that whispered secrets as it descended. His letters were a balm for her loneliness, a reminder that though miles lay between them, his thoughts were never far. Lila, the youngest, found joy in writing to her childhood friend, her words infused with the wonder and curiosity that marked her every step. She wrote of the creatures they encountered, the deer that watched them with gentle eyes, the birds that serenaded their mornings, and the butterflies that seemed to guide their path. Her letters were full of questions, of musings about the world and her place within it, inviting her friend to ponder along with her. For Tomas, each letter was a bridge to his beloved. His words carried the weight of longing, an ache that was soothed only by the act of writing. He poured his heart onto the page, sharing his dreams of a future they would build together, of the life they would create once his journey brought him back to her side. His letters were promises, each one a testament to the love that anchored him even as he wandered. As the travelers wrote, their words wove a tapestry that stretched across time and space, connecting them to those they cherished. The letters became a lifeline, a reminder that they were not alone in their travels. And in turn, they received letters back, carried by messengers who traversed the same paths. These missives were treasures, eagerly anticipated and lovingly read, the inked words a balm for their homesick hearts. Each letter was a conversation that spanned the miles, a dialogue that continued despite the physical separation. The exchange of words became a testament to the resilience of human connection, a celebration of the bonds that held them together, even as they roamed far from home. These letters, both sent and received, were a testament to the enduring power of communication, a reminder that love and friendship knew no bounds. And so, with each letter penned, each message received, the travelers found their spirits lifted, their resolve strengthened. They carried their loved ones with them in their hearts, their words a chorus that accompanied them on their journey. And as they moved forward, step by step, they knew that no matter how far they traveled, the connections they had forged through their letters would always guide them back to the ones they loved. In the quietude of their existence, the primordial beings found solace in the simple act of reflection, a practice as old as time itself. As the cosmos expanded and the world unfolded, their musings took shape in the form of messages, whispered upon the winds or etched in the sands of distant shores. These musings were delicate threads, weaving a tapestry of thoughts and dreams, binding each being to the other in a harmonious symphony of silent conversations. Amongst these celestial entities, Gaia, the earth itself, found great comfort in expressing her thoughts through gentle whispers carried by the breeze. Her reflections were filled with the wisdom of ages, her voice a calming presence that resonated deeply within the heart of the world. Her messages were like soft lullabies, soothing and nurturing, cradling the burgeoning life that sprouted from her very being. In contrast, Nyx, the night, favored the quiet solitude of darkness to pen her thoughts. Her words were like stars scattered across the velvet sky, each one a tiny beacon of light in the vastness of the cosmos. She wrote of the mysteries that lay hidden in the shadows, weaving tales of dreams and secrets that unfolded under her watchful gaze. Her messages were a gentle reminder of the beauty that could be found even in the darkest of times, a testament to the enduring strength of hope. Erebus, the embodiment of darkness, found solace in the hidden corners of the world where his thoughts could take form without interruption. His reflections were deep and introspective, filled with a quiet wisdom that spoke to the core of existence. He pondered the balance between light and dark, the eternal dance that governed the cosmos, and his insights were shared with those who sought to understand the profound mysteries of life. As these primordial beings shared their reflections, their words became intertwined, creating a rich tapestry of thoughts and ideas that transcended the boundaries of time and space. Each message was a whisper in the wind, a moment captured in the gentle embrace of eternity. And in these moments, the beings found a sense of connection, a shared understanding that bound them together in a timeless dance of creation. For those who came after, these messages became cherished treasures, passed down through the ages as a testament to the wisdom of the ancients. They were preserved in the form of myths and legends, stories that spoke of the origins of the world and the forces that shaped it. These tales were a reminder of the enduring power of communication, a celebration of the bonds that transcended the physical realm. In this quiet exchange of thoughts, the beings found a sense of peace, a calm that enveloped them like a warm embrace. Their words became a gentle refrain, echoing through the ages, a lullaby that soothed the soul and eased the burdens of existence. And as they shared their reflections, they knew that their voices would continue to resonate, a timeless melody that would guide future generations in their quest for understanding. In the stillness of the night, as the world lay in slumber, these whispers continued to weave their magic, a gentle reminder of the enduring beauty of the cosmos. Under the gaze of the stars, the primordial beings rested, their hearts filled with the knowledge that their words would carry forward a beacon of hope and wisdom for all who followed. As the stars twinkled above, casting their gentle light upon the world, the beings drifted into a state of serenity, their thoughts a soothing balm that eased the passage of time. And so, the night unfolded, a canvas upon which their stories were painted, a testament to the timeless dance of creation and the enduring power of the human voice. Under the silver glow of the moon, whispers of stories long told filled the night air, like a gentle breeze weaving tales of old. In the quiet of the evening, where the world seemed to pause, voices from the past began to speak, their words etched in the memories of those who dared to listen. From a dimly lit room, an old diary opened, its pages yellowed with age and ink faded, yet the emotions within remained vibrant and true. A young woman named Eleanor wrote by candlelight, her words a reflection of her dreams and desires in a world on the brink of change. Her script flowed with heartfelt longing, dearest journal tonight. As the stars sprinkle across the velvet sky, I find myself pondering the vastness of the world beyond our small village. I yearn for adventure, for the stories of distant lands and people. Yet here I remain, bound by duty and tradition. Still, in my heart, I know there is more waiting for me. Perhaps one day I'll find the courage to seek it. Until then, I shall continue to dream under these familiar stars. Her words lingered in the air, a soft echo of a spirit yearning for more, a reminder of the dreams that dwell within us all, waiting for the right moment to unfurl. Nearby, in a small cottage nestled in a valley painted with moonlight, a father sat at an old wooden desk, penning a letter to his son who had ventured far from home. His voice, deep with the wisdom of years, carried a warmth that spoke of love and longing, dear Samuel. As I sit here beneath the night sky, I think of you, my son, and the path you have chosen across the seas. I hope the stars guide you safely and that you find joy in every corner of the world. Remember, no matter where your journey takes you, there will always be a place for you here, with us, where the hearth is warm and the love is constant. Take care and write when you can. His letter was a beacon, a thread connecting the past to the future, a gentle reminder that home is not just a place, but a feeling carried in the heart. The night continued its gentle embrace, cradling these voices as if they were tender notes in a lullaby. In another corner of this tapestry, a young artist sat beneath a willow tree, sketchbook in hand. Her pencil danced across the pages, capturing the world in shades of moonlit silver. Her thoughts flowed like a stream, captured in the margins. Tonight, the world seems to whisper in tones only I can hear. The rustling leaves, the distant call of an owl, the soft murmur of the brook, all are part of a symphony that fills my soul with inspiration. I draw not just what I see, but what I feel, hoping to capture the essence of this magical moment. Perhaps one day, others will see what I see, feel what I feel, and know the peace that comes with a night like this. Her sketches were more than images. They were windows into a world where the boundaries of reality and imagination blurred, a place where dreams were as tangible as the paper beneath her fingers. As the night deepened, the human voices continued to weave their tales, each one a thread in the grand tapestry of life. They spoke of hopes and fears, of love and loss, of dreams yet to come, and those fulfilled. In their telling, they revealed the timeless nature of the human spirit, its resilience, and its capacity for wonder. And so, the stories carried on, a gentle murmur under the watchful gaze of the moon, a reminder that though the night may be dark, it is never silent. The voices of the past and present mingled, creating a symphony that resonated through time, a testament to the enduring power of storytelling and the unbreakable bond between the gentle hum of life in the ancient town unfolded softly, where the cobbled streets wove through the heart of the settlement, like veins carrying the essence of daily routines. The town, a living tapestry, whispered tales of its people, their lives interwoven with the very fabric of the land they called home. Early in the morning, as the first light of dawn stretched its delicate fingers across the sky, the town began to stir. The quiet rustling of leaves in the breeze was joined by the soft clatter of wooden shutters being opened, letting in the fresh morning air, rich with the scent of olive groves and wild thyme. In the marketplace, the sound of vendors setting up their stalls was like a gentle symphony. The rhythmic thud of crates being lowered to the ground, the rustle of fabric as canopies were unfurled, and the soft chatter of early risers exchanging greetings created a peaceful harmony. Each vendor, with their own unique offerings, contributed to the vibrant mosaic of colors and aromas. The ripe fragrance of figs and pomegranates mingled with the earthy scent of freshly baked bread, while the tang of olives and cheese added a savory note to the morning air. The river, a lifeline that meandered lazily through the countryside, was a serene presence, its waters murmuring secrets as they flowed over smooth stones. Along its banks, the rituals of daily life unfolded in a quiet dance. Women gathered to wash clothes, their laughter and conversation a gentle counterpoint to the splash of water. They moved with practiced grace, their hands working efficiently as they exchanged stories of family and friends. Nearby, children played at the water's edge, their laughter ringing out like a chorus of bells, pure and joyful. As the sun climbed higher, its warmth embraced the town, casting a golden glow over everything it touched. The trails that wound their way through the surrounding hills beckoned to travelers and locals alike. These paths, well trodden by generations, were like threads connecting the town to the wider world. Travelers paused to rest under the shade of ancient olive trees, their leaves whispering softly in the breeze. They shared food and stories, the simple act of breaking bread together a testament to shared humanity. In the heart of the town, the rhythms of daily life continued, each sound a note in the symphony of the day. The gentle clink of pottery being crafted, the soft thud of a loom as it wove intricate patterns, and the melodic notes of a lyre drifting through the air, all blended into a soothing chorus. These sounds, like a lullaby, told of a community bound together by tradition and shared purpose, each person playing their part in the grand tapestry of life. As evening approached, the town began to settle into a tranquil hush. The sun dipped low in the sky, painting the horizon with hues of orange and pink. The marketplace, once bustling with activity, now stood quiet, its stalls packed away and the cobblestones washed with the golden light of dusk. The river, reflecting the colors of the sky, flowed on in its endless journey, a constant reminder of the passage of time. In the gathering twilight, the townspeople gathered in small groups, their voices soft and mellow. They shared the events of the day, their words weaving a tapestry of community and connection. The stories they told, passed down through generations, were like threads binding them to their ancestors, each tale a reminder of the past and a promise for the future. As the first stars appeared in the sky, the town settled into a peaceful slumber. The sounds of the day faded, replaced by the gentle chorus of night. The whispers of the wind through the trees, the distant call of a night bird, and the soft murmur of the river created a lullaby for those who listened. In the quiet of the night, the town became a sanctuary, a place where dreams could take flight on the wings of imagination. And so, in this world shaped by gods and men, where myths and reality intertwined, the stories continued to unfold. Each day brought new tales, new voices to join the chorus, and new dreams to be dreamt. In the stillness of the night, under the watchful gaze of the stars, the world was at peace, and the stories of the past and present wove together in a never-ending tapestry, a testament to the enduring power of dreams and the quiet beauty of life. As the gentle night embraced the small town, the rhythmic symphony of crickets began to fill the air, their serenade a familiar lullaby that had soothed generations. The occasional hoot of an owl punctuated the night, a reminder of the wisdom that lingered in the shadows, watching over the town with ancient eyes. Down by the river, a soft gurgling could be heard, the water weaving its way through rocks and reeds, whispering secrets to the moonlit sky. The river was a lifeline, a constant companion to the people who called this place home. It flowed with a quiet dignity, carrying with it the stories of old fishermen who once cast their nets from its banks, and the laughter of children who splashed in its shallows during the warm embrace of summer. By day, its waters sparkled like 1,000 diamonds, reflecting the sun's golden rays, while by night it became a dark ribbon of tranquility, mirroring the starlit sky above. Alongside the river, A well-trodden trail wound its way through the landscape, a path worn smooth by countless footsteps. The trail was a testament to the passage of time, a witness to the changing seasons and the lives that had unfolded upon its surface. Travelers passing through would pause to admire the view, the distant mountains wrapped in a gentle mist that seemed to blur the line between earth and sky. Local etiquette was simple but sacred. Respect the land, greet fellow wanderers with a nod and a smile, and leave nothing behind but footprints. The trail was more than just a path. It was a thread that connected the community, linking them to each other and to the world beyond. It was a place for solitude and reflection, where one could walk for miles with only the rustle of leaves and the call of distant birds for company. Yet, it was also a place for companionship, where neighbors would walk side by side, sharing stories and dreams as they strolled beneath the towering trees. In the heart of town, the streets were quiet, a peaceful contrast to the bustling activity of the day. The old clock tower, a steadfast sentinel in the town square, chimed softly, its echoes carried by the gentle night breeze. The shops and cafes that lined the streets were closed now, their windows darkened, but the memories of laughter and conversation lingered in the air, a promise of the life that would return with the dawn. Local customs thrived in this small town, traditions passed down through generations like cherished heirlooms. There was a certain rhythm to life here, a cadence that was both comforting and familiar. Each season brought its own rituals: the harvest festival in autumn, where the community gathered to celebrate the bounty of the land; the winter solstice, marked by lantern-lit processions and songs that rose into the crisp night air; and the spring planting, a time of renewal and hope, when hands young and old turned the rich soil to welcome the promise of new growth. Neighbors knew one another by name, and doors were always open to those in need. It was a place where kindness was common currency, where a warm smile or a helping hand was offered without hesitation. In this town, the bonds of friendship were woven tightly, threads of loyalty and love, creating a tapestry as vibrant and enduring as the stories told beneath the starlit sky. As the night deepened, the world seemed to hold its breath, suspended in a moment of perfect stillness. The stars, steadfast guardians of the night, watched over the town with their gentle, twinkling gaze. In the quiet of the night, dreams took flight, carried on the wings of imagination to places both near and far. And so, beneath the celestial canopy, the small town rested, cradled in the arms of the night. The stories of the past and present continued to weave together, a testament to the enduring power of dreams and the quiet beauty of life in the vast tapestry of time. As one era unfurled into the next, the gentle cadence of change washed over the land like a soft, unending tide. The Titans, once stalwart in their reign, began to sense the subtle shifts in the world around them. Like the quiet rustle of leaves that foretells the coming of autumn, the whispers of a new era rustled through the air, carried on the breeze that wound through the valleys and over the hills. Cronus, the great Titan ruler, felt the weight of the years settle upon his shoulders like a cloak woven from time itself. His reign had been long and fruitful, yet in the quiet moments of solitude, when the world was hushed and the stars glimmered like distant promises, he could feel the gentle nudge of destiny urging him toward the horizon. The world was changing, and with it, the gentle murmur of a new dawn began to weave its way into the fabric of the cosmos. It was in these moments of reflection that the seeds of transformation were sown, tender and unassuming, yet brimming with the potential of 1,000 sunrise promises. The air was charged with the quiet anticipation of what was to come, the promise of a new ruler who would rise with the grace of the morning sun. Rhea, the gentle and wise mother of Zeus, watched over her young son with a heart full of love and hope. She knew, as only a mother can, the quiet strength that lay within him, a strength that would one day rise to meet the challenges of a world on the cusp of change. Her heart was a well of peace, and in the stillness of the night, she would sing lullabies that danced through the air like gossamer threads, weaving dreams of a future where light would once again reign supreme. As Zeus grew, the world around him seemed to hold its breath, waiting for the day when he would step into the light of his own destiny. His ascent was not marked by the clamor of conflict, but rather by a gentle unfolding, like the petals of a flower opening to greet the dawn. The old ways began to give way, not with a jarring clash, but with the soft sigh of inevitability, as the mantle of leadership passed from one era to the next. Cronus, sensing the gentle shift in the balance of power, found solace in the quiet resignation that comes with understanding the rhythm of the universe. His time had been one of strength and might, yet he knew, deep in the recesses of his being, that the world needed the light of a new dawn, guided by the steady hand of Zeus. The transition was like the changing of the seasons, a seamless flow from one state to another, where the old embraced the new with a gentle nod of acceptance. Zeus, now poised to take his place among the heavens, brought with him the promise of a future bathed in light and tranquility. The world, in its infinite wisdom, welcomed this new era with open arms, ready to embrace the changes that lay ahead. Even as the stars continued their eternal dance across the night sky, their lights served as a beacon of hope, illuminating the path that Zeus would walk as the new ruler of the cosmos. It was a time of new beginnings, where the past and future met in a harmonious embrace, weaving together the threads of destiny into a tapestry of peace and promise. And so, beneath the watchful gaze of the heavens, the world settled into the gentle rhythm of a new era, where the light of Zeus shone brightly, guiding all who dwelt beneath the sky toward a future filled with hope and serenity. As the night deepened and dreams took flight, the gentle murmur of a world reborn whispered through the air, a lullaby of peace that cradled all in its warm embrace. The stars twinkled softly in the vast sky, each one a distant guardian watching over the slumbering earth below. In the quietude of the night, the landscape seemed to breathe with a gentle rhythm, as if sharing in the harmony that had settled over the land. The moon, casting its silver glow, painted the world in shades of tranquility, a gentle reminder of the passage of time and the cycles of renewal that had long guided the fates of those who walked its surface. In a small village nestled between the rolling hills and dense forests, the people dreamed of days past and days yet to come. Their lives, intertwined with the natural world around them, had always been marked by the ebb and flow of seasons, and now, more than ever, they felt the subtle shift that heralded a new beginning. The air was rich with the scent of blooming flowers, their vibrant colors a testament to the resilience and beauty that flourished even in the face of change. Among the villagers was a young girl named Ilara, whose heart brimmed with curiosity and wonder. She had always been captivated by the stories of her elders, tales spun from the threads of history and woven into the very fabric of their community. These stories, filled with lessons of courage, kindness, and the enduring spirit of humankind, were Ilara's compass, guiding her through the mysteries of life. One evening, as the village gathered around a crackling fire, Ilara's grandmother began to speak, her voice a soothing melody that drifted through the night. She spoke of a time when the world was different, a time when people had lost touch with the simplicity of existence, chasing shadows instead of nurturing the light within. But then, she explained, something wondrous happened, a gentle turning point that brought them back to the essence of what truly mattered. Ilara listened intently, her eyes wide with fascination. she imagined the world her grandmother described, a place where people had rediscovered the art of living in harmony with each other and the earth. The stories spoke of neighbors who once were strangers, now united in purpose and joy, building a future where every voice was heard and every hand was held. It was a world where dreams were not just dreams, but seeds carefully planted, tended with patience and love. As the fire crackled and the night deepened, Alara's thoughts drifted to her own dreams. She longed to explore beyond the village, to see the wonders that lay beyond the horizon, yet she felt a deep connection to the land of her ancestors. Her heart swelled with a desire to be part of the tapestry of change, to weave her own stories into the vast narrative of life. In the days that followed, Alara found herself drawn to the wisdom of her elders, seeking their guidance and learning from their experiences. She walked with them through fields of golden wheat, listening to the whisper of the wind that carried tales of perseverance and triumph. She sat by the river's edge, watching the water flow endlessly, a symbol of continuity and renewal. Through their teachings, Alara began to understand that the turning points in life, though sometimes distant and gentle, held the power to transform and heal. As seasons turned and years passed, Alara grew into a woman of grace and strength, her dreams taking shape with each step she took. She traveled beyond her village, her heart open to the world and its infinite possibilities. Along her journey she gathered stories, each one a precious gem that she carried back to her people, enriching their lives and connecting them to the broader tapestry of humanity. Through the cycles of time, Alara's village remained a beacon of hope, a place where the past and future entwined in a dance of harmony. The gentle turning points of history became the foundation upon which they built their lives, a reminder that even the smallest shift could lead to profound change. And so, as the stars continued their eternal vigil in the night sky, Alara found herself pondering the stories of old and the lessons they carried. Her thoughts drifted back to the primordial times, to the birth of Gaia, the earth, whose gentle presence had nurtured all life. She imagined Gaia's embrace, vast and unwavering, a comforting reminder of the stability that underpinned the ever-changing world. In her mind's eye, Alara saw the earth as a living, breathing entity, its rhythms and cycles echoing the steady pulse of a mother's heartbeat. As she reflected on Gaia, Alara's thoughts naturally turned to the rise of the Titans, those mighty beings who had once ruled with the quiet authority that comes from immense strength. She imagined Cronus, the Titan who had risen to power, not through conflict, but through a gradual assumption of responsibility. His rule was a testament to the power of patience and the wisdom of knowing when to act and when to wait. In the stillness of her contemplation, Alara found herself drawing parallels between the slow, deliberate movements of the Titans and the steady progress of her own life. The birth of Zeus, too, occupied her thoughts, a tale of gentle defiance and quiet strength. Rhea, the mother who had hidden her child away to protect him, became a symbol of the sacrifices made in the name of love. Alara pictured Zeus as a child, cradled in the quiet darkness of a cave, surrounded by the ancient songs and whispers of the earth. This image, so tender and serene, reminded her of the power inherent in new beginnings and the promise they held for a brighter future. In the story of Zeus overthrowing Cronus, Alara found not the violence of a battle, but the natural progression of a new dawn breaking, the light of day slowly replacing the shadows of night. This transition, so seamless and inevitable, spoke to her of the cycles of life and the ever-present potential for renewal. As she considered this, Alara felt a sense of peace wash over her, knowing that change, while sometimes unsettling, was an intrinsic part of the world's balance. Sitting by the river's edge once more, Alara watched the water flow, its surface sparkling under the gentle light of the moon. The river, a constant in her life, mirrored the stories she so cherished, each drop a testament to the passage of time and the continuity of existence. In its ceaseless journey, she found reassurance, a reminder that the present was but a moment in a much larger tapestry, woven with the threads of past, present, and future. As the night deepened, Alara felt the soft embrace of sleep approaching, her mind still lingering on the tales that connected her to the world. The air around her was cool and calm, carrying with it the faint rustle of leaves and the distant call of a night bird. These sounds, delicate and soothing, formed a lullaby that cradled her thoughts, guiding them gently toward rest. In this state of reflection, Alara understood that the stories of gods and titans, of earth and sky, were not just tales of the past, but living narratives that shaped her understanding of the present. They were reminders of the strength found in unity, the power of quiet resolve, and the beauty of a world in balance. As she lay back, eyes closed, she felt a profound connection to the land beneath her, the stars above, and the endless possibilities that awaited in the days to come. Her heart, full of gratitude and wonder, embraced the night, and with a final, gentle sigh, Alara drifted into the peaceful realm of dreams, her spirit buoyed by the timeless stories that had always been and would forever be a part of the world she loved. As Alara settled into the gentle embrace of sleep, her dreams unfurled like a tapestry woven with the threads of ancient tales. She found herself walking through a lush forest, the ground soft beneath her feet and the air rich with the scent of pine and earth. Sunlight filtered through the leaves, casting a dappled pattern that danced with every breeze. In this dreamscape, the past and present intertwined seamlessly, whispering secrets only the heart could hear. Alara felt the presence of those who had tread this path before her. She imagined the footsteps of ancestors, storytellers who had once wandered through similar woods. Their voices echoed in the rustling leaves, recounting tales of courage and wisdom that had been passed down through generations. These stories, like the roots of the ancient trees, were deeply embedded in the earth, nourishing the souls of those who listened. As she wandered deeper into the forest, Alara came upon a glistening stream, its waters clear and cool. She knelt beside it, gazing at her reflection, which shimmered like a mirage on the surface. For a moment, she saw not just her own face, but the faces of those who had come before her, their eyes twinkling with knowledge and their smiles warm with understanding. They were the keepers of stories, the weavers of dreams, and Alara felt their gentle encouragement as she dipped her fingers into the water. The stream seemed to sing its own story, a lilting melody that spoke of journeys and discoveries, of laughter shared around campfires and the quiet solitude of starlit nights. Alara listened, her heart swelling with gratitude for the tales that had shaped her world. She understood that these stories were bridges, spanning the chasm between past and present, linking her to a lineage of dreamers and seekers. As she rose, the forest shifted, and Alara found herself standing at the edge of a vast meadow where wildflowers swayed in the breeze like a sea of colors. She marveled at their beauty, each blossom a testament to the resilience and vibrancy of life. The meadow, too, held stories of seasons passing, of growth and renewal. It was a reminder that life, in all its complexity, was a cycle of endless beginnings. In this place, Alara felt a sense of belonging, a connection to the world that transcended time and space. She realized that the stories she cherished were not just tales of the past, but living entities evolving with each retelling, adapting to the hearts of those who heard them. They were a dialogue between generations, a conversation that continued to unfold with each new listener. The sun began to set, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, and Alara knew it was time to return. As she retraced her steps through the forest, the golden light of dusk enveloped her like a warm embrace. She carried with her the stories she had heard, their lessons etched into her soul. Back in her bed, Alara stirred, hovering on the edge of wakefulness. Her dreams lingered like the soft glow of dawn, and she smiled, comforted by the knowledge that the stories she loved would always be with her. They were her companions on this journey of life, guiding her with their wisdom, inspiring her with their magic. As the first light of morning crept into her room, Alara awoke, her heart full of hope and wonder. The world outside was alive with possibilities, and she was ready to embrace them. She knew that, like the dream she had just experienced, every day held the promise of new stories waiting to be discovered, new bridges to be built between the past and the present. With a deep breath, Alara stepped into the day, carrying with her the timeless tales that had shaped her dreams. She was a part of their legacy, a storyteller in her own right, and she felt the gentle N. As Alara stepped into the day, her mind wandered back to those ancient stories that had filled her dreams, and she found herself pondering the quiet rhythms of life in the time of the gods and titans. The world was a tapestry of gentle routines and small rituals that defined existence, each one a thread woven into the fabric of daily life. In the age of myth, where gods walked the earth and the world was new, every day began with the rising of the sun, a golden orb lifting over the horizon, casting its warm glow across the land. The people of that time would stir from their slumber, greeted by the soft light that seeped through the cracks in their humble abodes. The first task of the day was to greet the morning with a simple act of reverence, a quiet ritual that connected them to the divine. They would pause, eyes closed, feeling the gentle warmth on their faces, and whisper a prayer of gratitude to Helios, the sun god, for bringing light to the world once more. The scent of earth and dew filled the air, a reminder of Gaia's ever-present embrace. As the day unfolded, life moved at a pace dictated by the natural world, each task performed with a sense of purpose and a quiet grace. In the fields, farmers would tend to their crops, their hands working the soil with a rhythm as ancient as the earth itself. The act of planting and harvesting was more than mere labor. It was a sacred dance, a partnership with the land that sustained them. Nearby, shepherds guided their flocks to pasture, their footsteps soft on the grass, their presence a calming force that kept the animals at ease. In the villages, women gathered at the water's edge, their voices mingling with the gentle lapping of the waves as they washed clothes and shared stories. The water, a gift from the gods, was a lifeline, a source of sustenance and cleansing. They worked with practiced hands, the repetitive motions soothing and meditative, their laughter echoing across the surface of the stream. Children played nearby, their games simple yet filled with joy, their laughter a reminder of life's innocence and wonder. Amidst these daily routines, the stories of the gods and their deeds were never far from the minds of the people. They spoke of Zeus, a ruler who had brought order to chaos, his presence like a calm breeze on a warm day. They remembered the tales of Cronus and the Titans, their reign a distant memory, now softened by the passage of time. As they worked and played, these stories wove through their lives, offering wisdom and lessons that resonated through the ages. As the sun reached its zenith, casting its warm embrace over the land, the people paused for the midday meal, a simple yet nourishing affair shared with family and friends. They gathered under the shade of broad-leaved trees, the air filled with the scent of freshly baked bread and ripe olives. This was a time for connection, for sharing not only food, but also thoughts and dreams. It was a moment of respite, a gentle pause in the flow of the day, where stories were recounted and laughter was shared. The afternoon brought the return to work, but with the lingering warmth of companionship in their hearts. The cycle of tasks continued, each one a testament to the quiet perseverance that defined their existence. As the light began to fade, the sky painted in hues of orange and pink, a gentle calm settled over the land. The day's work was done, and the people returned to their homes, where the hearth's glow awaited them. In the evening, the world slowed, the pace of life gently easing into the embrace of night. Families gathered around the fire, its flickering light casting gentle shadows on the walls. It was during these quiet moments that the stories came alive, spoken in hushed tones, their words a balm for weary souls. The tales of gods and heroes, of love and loss, filled the air, their timeless lessons offering comfort and guidance. As the stars began to twinkle above, a reminder of the vastness of the universe and the presence of the divine, the people settled into their beds, their hearts full of the day's experiences and the stories that had shaped their lives. The soft rustle of leaves in the gentle breeze, the distant call of a night bird, and the rhythmic heartbeat of the earth itself became the lullaby that carried them into dreams. In the quiet of the night, with the world wrapped in a peaceful stillness, Alara found herself once more on the edge of sleep, her thoughts drifting back to those ancient times. She marveled at the simplicity and beauty of a life lived in harmony with nature and the divine, where every action, no matter how small, held meaning and purpose. As she lay there, she felt a deep connection to those who had come before, their stories a guiding light, illuminating the path she walked. And so, with the gentle rhythm of the past echoing in her heart, Alara surrendered to the embrace of sleep, her dreams once more a canvas painted with the stories of old. She knew that with each new day, she carried the legacy of those ancient times within her, a reminder of the enduring power of stories and the timeless wisdom they impart. In the serene quiet of the night, as Alara lay nestled in the comfort of her bed, the stories of old unfurled in her mind like gentle waves lapping against the shore. Each tale, woven with care, became a thread in the tapestry of her dreams, connecting her to a time when the world was young